Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Friday the 27th of October. In this video we're going to assess the money flow and sentiment in all the asset classes. It's been a busy week for news. We had the ECB announcement that they're going to downside their quantitative easing starting in January and moving through to next September. That was greeted with surprised by the market in some respects. The announcement was expected, but actually it wasn't as bad as expected. So that hit the euro. It made the European indices move to new highs. In the States, we've seen some very positive figures come out from the tech sector. That's kept the bull market rolling in equities over there. And has actually helped the dollar as well. So we're seeing some dollar strength at the moment. Commodity markets, oil's moved up and is still at the top of that weekly trading range, but hasn't broken up. Gold still looks bearish, but palladium looks okay. So anyway, let's look at those charts. So let's start with the treasury markets, and here's the yield on the 10-year US bond, and you can see that it broke up through the week. It's broken the pattern of lower highs that we were getting, so it's broken that downtrend, which is good, and is back above the moving averages and showing positive momentum. Slightly overextended away from the 20-day, so maybe a consolidation expected from here, but momentum does look good. In Europe, here we're looking at the 10-year yield on German. It's pulled back with yesterday's announcement, back below the 20 and 50, and has lost momentum to the upside, with the RSI down at 48 and the MACD just starting to shout a sell signal. Could be a long-term flag. As you can see, we've got this pattern of higher lows and lower highs. Let's wait and see. The downtrend probably bounded by the 200-day moving average, which is at 0.3825. In the UK, still a big expectation that we're going to get a rise in interest rates maybe next month. That did cause this is the 10-year yield to rise during the week, but it slipped off yesterday on the ECB announcement. But really it's finding support at the 20-day moving average. The 50 has just crossed the 200, and overall the trend does remain up, although momentum has been lost slightly. We do seem to be having a downtrend on that RSI. Going on to currencies, and here you can see that we've had a good strength in the dollar over the week. This is a daily chart, so we found support from the 20-day moving average, which was very good. Longer term, we broke the downtrend and we're now in the uptrend, perhaps towards the upper boundary of that uptrend, so maybe some consolidation expected, and we are overextended from the 20-day, but the RSI is indicative of positive momentum. Looking at the euro versus the dollar, and euro strength, which we've seen through the year, has now collapsed. We've broken the uptrend and now we are creating a downtrend. It's down below the moving averages, which will be resistance to any rally, and on the euro we have got negative momentum, RSI down at 37. On the pound, again dollar strength. The pound has fallen through the week, does seem to be finding support from these lows from early October, so that takes us down to 130.50. That's a key support level. The 50-day still moving up, but we're getting resistance from the downtrending 20-day, and that seems to be the dominant at the moment. So it's quite important that support holds. And really, for the medium-term picture, we do need to get back above that 50, which is at 131.89. Momentum again looks negative. The MACD starting to roll down below zero, so there's a build-up of downside momentum. And the euro against the pound, kind of trading quite flat in a trading range. We are below the moving averages, and we are also losing momentum, starting to build up downside momentum. So the euro looks weak against here. The support at the 200-day 0.8754, resistance from the 50, 89.82. And really, I'd expect a pincer movement between those moving averages for the medium term. Moving on to where are we? I can't see where we. Oh, I've hit the wrong button. Let's close that. Moving on to the US and the indices. This is the Dow. Dow Jones. You can see we're in a solid uptrend. Don't trade against it. Perhaps we are marginally overextended away from the moving averages, but still very solid momentum. RSI above 80 spot 4, MACD still positive. It would really take a move below the 20-day for that for this trend to be broken. So at the moment, you just stay with it. If you haven't got a position, perhaps you take out a short or a hedge. But if you've got a long position, you just stay with it. In the European markets, here we've got the Euro Stoxx 50. You can see that's broken into new high ground as well. It was positive. We had the flag. Expect the rally to continue into new high ground and then get another flag. RSI and MACD are positive. On the FTSE, did have an interesting situation that we fell back below the old downtrend, but the last couple of days has taken us above there. We really need to get above the 20-day 7508 spot 9 to really get a push up, and then we would then start to test the resistance levels. Momentum, we are starting to slightly lose momentum. The RSI does need to pick up, but it's still above 50, indicative of positive momentum. And this loss of momentum is indicated in the MACD as well. So we would prefer if that starts to tick up. So maybe before we get above the 20, we'll consolidate, let the RSI, MACD unwind before they move up again, and that will then give the push through the resistance. Moving on to commodity markets, and here we've got oil. Let's look at the weekly. So on the weekly, you can see that we're still not broken through this long-term resistance line, which is seen at about 50 up to 54. Quite good that the 20 is now moving back up. It will rise through the 50 in a week or two. That could then give the impetus for the break upwards. Just moving back to the daily. You can see we're getting support from the 20 moving average, which was good. Momentum still okay. RSI 60.47 and the MACD still tracking upwards. On gold, the bear market continues, having trouble with the 20-day moving average. That's giving the push down. We've got negative momentum, and again the MACD are tracking further down and are flashing a sell signal. There's key support at 1262 from the low of the 6th of October, and it looks like that will be tested with the support below there at the 200, 1259 spot 66. quite a bright point in commodities. Palladium having a nice flag after the bull run will find support, and we do expect further upside. I did a video on that today. If it's not online now, it will be in the next half an hour. Please look at that video. So that's been TA for Traders, looking at sentiments and money flows in the market. I hope you found the video of interest. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, do click that button down there. You then get email updates when I come out with new videos. I come out with videos most days on FX, commodities, equity indices and single stocks in the UK and US. The videos are for information only and are my opinions, and they're not investment recommendations. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.